first. My name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Crystal Edge Technology Screens. Today we're going to start the topic again about how to get a complete projection home theater set up for under $650 without spending a ton of money. Now, for those of you who have the money to spend on 4K projectors and high-end 1080p projectors and all that stuff, it's up to you whether you want to do this or not. For those of you who at the end of the day want to get a nice system, at the end of the day you don't want to spend a lot of money, you don't want something that's going to break the bank, something that's going to basically be very affordable for your home or for your business, using our technology, you can do this. Now, the technology we developed here on the wallpaper surface is called our Advanced Ambient Light Projection 38 Black Widow. It has the ability to take a basic 720p projector and give it the abilities that the big boy projectors have the ability to do. The projector sitting on the floor is a $60 NEC projector I picked up over at eBay. You can get them in the price range of, you can find them 60 to 80 bucks, but most likely you're going to find them at $140 to $200. And that is extremely cheap, especially for ultra short throw. That could cost you $500, $600, $700, or a couple $1,000s. Now, the beautiful thing about our technology, because the screen paint is 100% black, which means you get a 100% contrast level, regardless if your projector has a 200 to 1 or 1,000 to 1 or whatever it may be, you're going to get 100% contrast level. Much more advanced than, let's say, a P2 or a more higher advanced projector that has a 1,000,000 to 1 contrast ratio. And as I said before, hitting this on a gray screen or white screen, you're not going to be achieved at 100% contrast level, which is going to conflict with color, but you're going to be maintain white levels. And then white levels, again, at the end of the day, pretty much your equivalent to a white screen, but a white screen would be more superior due to the fact that the white screen can produce a 100% white level where a gray screen can't. All right, so in this demonstration, we're going to be using two forms of projectors. I'm going to be using my Christie projector over here, which is an LW 400. That projector over there cost me $109. The one on the floor, as I said before, cost me 60 bucks. Now, also too, something I want to point out first also too, when you're using the wallpaper surface for your projection screen setup, make sure your walls are perfectly flat. Or basically you can build a frame, inset the wallpaper on top of it, and then connect that to the wall. As I said before, ultra short throw projectors require a very flat surface. You will find out if your walls are actually flat if you hit it with an ultra short throw. If you get a dip like this, see that dip right there I had, that slight dip in the area in the screen? That means the wall has a dip in there. That wall is not perfectly flat. So you want to make sure that either the wall is flat or basically you build a frame on this screen and basically sit against the wall so it's going to be flatter. But you'll find out. You won't have this problem with short throw. You won't have this problem with long throw, but ultra short throws do give off this little bit of a effect. All right, so as we have here in the demonstration, I have my NEC projector. I posted all the links ahead of time so I don't forget anything. I put the links in where you can buy the sound system we're using in the demonstration, which is my TCL theater system for 120 bucks, 130 bucks. Actually, I saw them for cheaper than that. I saw them in there. They got a new system in there for $98. So that's a very good price to pay, 98 bucks. Also too, I put links on where you can get the eBay projector. Now the eBay projector is going to come in multiple different forms of merchants, as I said before. The projectors are very cheap. It's very affordable, very cheap. And the lamps to replace them are not expensive. 50, 60 bucks is the most you're going to pay. You can go to Amazon or eBay and pick these up right from the door. Let me get my remote control here set up. All right, so as I said before, maintenance for this, most of the time when they come with lamps, they come pretty much fairly new with the new lamps in them. I got one that had a new lamp in it, and that's what I figured out about the lamp time on it. So mind you, the lamp time on these projectors work in reverse. For the Christie behind me, if it reaches near 100, if it reaches near, like I say, 98, then I'm gonna start seeing some flickering to the screen, which shows me at the end of the day that the lamp needs to be replaced. The NECs, on the other hand, are the reverse. The lower the number, the better the projector. The lower the number, the better the projector. The higher the number, the worse. wait, I'm trying to not get this confused in my head right now. Let me think about this for a minute. The high-end projector behind me, the lower the number, the better the projector. The higher the number, the worse of the projector. The NECs are opposite. Yeah, the NEC, the higher the number, the better, the lower the number, the worse. I know it sounds confusing, but that's how they work. So if the number is like 99, that's good. If the number is like 12, that's bad. So theirs work in reverse. I found it out the hard way when I bought this NEC projector. It was something like 99, something. I was like, oh shoot, I gotta go in and change the lamp. I bought the lamp, it still said 99. I was like, what is wrong with the projector? Went to the factory, reset it, found out later on that the projector, the higher it goes, the better the number, the lower, the worst. All right, so right here, like I said, we're running our NEC projector. Price tag, I paid for my projector was 60 bucks most likely. I've seen one online for 139. Actually, they got quite a few on 139, 150. I wouldn't pay any more than under $200 for the projector. The wallpaper surface costs $28. You can get that over Amazon. Now, mind, this is $650 flat. This is not also adding in taxes. This is also not adding in shipping costs. But altogether, like I said, you're going to be way under $1,000. Way under $1,000. So the surface we have here is a 4x8 fiberglass surface. The fiberglass surface can be rolled. It is very flexible, very thin, very easy to hang up. Actually, mine is only hanging up with only 3 pieces of Velcro. All this is hanging free. A lot of people thought this was painted directly to the wall, and that's the wallpaper surface. You can roll it up when you're done. Our technology applied to it does not crack, does not peel, does not wrinkle, and very easy to apply. Now, I tell people when you're applying the wallpaper surface, mind you want to prime the surface first. It is a bit temperamental. I've already done one with and without the without the priming. So you want to do one coat of primer on it, let it dry. That's it. No 2 coats, 1 coat. Roll it with our technology, and you're done. So, vantage point of our technology, we already showed you before the difference between if you paint this with a gray paint versus our technology, it is not going to come out too well. And no, you will not pick up contrast levels. It is not going to happen. And again, don't dumb your projector down at the end of the day, because you will. All right. As some people buy the surface, send me emails, upset. Send me emails and said that I gave them misinformation. I told you, do not paint the screen gray. The primary surface is not gray. The primary, let's just say in the demonstration, OLED. What color OLEDs? They're black, right? OLED technology. That's what we're using to convert this to be the full contrast and color. You can't do that with a gray paint. We don't make gray paint at the end of the day. So if I'm showing you a demonstration and I'm showing you black technology on the screen, guess where you have to go? Black technology. Guess what's going to produce these images like this in fully lit environments? Black technology. Guess what's going to make this projector here and here that costs nothing at the end of the day look amazing? Black technology. If you try to get around that and paint that with a gray screen paint, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get a poor image, poor color. That's what you're going to pick up. So I had a few people that were upset and said, well, no. What color is my screen in the demonstration? Okay, then. Here we go. Let's clear that up and get that out of the way. So we don't have any confusion at all, period. That's the advanced part about our technology. We can roll over whatever the freak we want with this technology, and we can convert it into insane technology to allow people to spend less money for a setup. So you're going to spend 650 bucks is what it's going to cost you. Keep in mind, as I told you before, a gray screen paint product is going to cost you more money at the end of the day. You're going to have to spend the money for a very expensive projector to make up for what the screen can't produce. And even at that, spending the money for this projector, you still are going to be stuck in dark environments. You're still going to have poor color, and your white levels are going to be okay, but not if you're bragging about white levels, you're not at the equivalent of a white screen. So I don't know where you would fit in there at all, and you're not at the equivalent of a black screen because you can't pick up the contrast or color. So you're kind of like you painted your screen with an outdated product. But here with this technology, our customers can go out and they can spend $109 for a projector, $60 for a projector, $140 for a projector. They don't spend all this money. So that's why I said at the end of the day, you're gonna spend more money with a gray screen than you are with a black screen. Because in our demonstrations, we don't use expensive projectors. That makes you speaks a lot of volume right there. We don't have to depend on them. Or dark environments. So let's get back to this. So Fire Stick, which I'm using, I got 2 Fire Sticks. I got the new Fire Stick right here. That's the new one. I just actually got that hooked up on the one behind me. And I got the original Fire Stick. This is all 4K Fire Stick right here. This is a new one. This was actually pretty easy to hook up too. Actually, even better to hook up with this one. I won't lose this remote control because this one definitely looks different than the rest of them. But anyway, so the Fire Stick is going to cost you $39. That's what you're going to take for the Fire Stick. Right there, boom. $39 for the Fire Stick. $28 for the wallpaper. The kit that it costs to paint this surface is $209, free shipping anywhere in the world. The sound bar is $120, and then whether you choose what projector you're going to use. Now, in the Christie LW400, the long throw projector, we priced it at $249. But technically, you can get, that's the highest you should pay for one, is $249. But technically, I've seen, we got a merchant, we put a link, I don't know if he has any more left, I'm gonna go back and see if he's got any more left because he's been selling out pretty quick. He has them for around $179 with free shipping. So you're saving even more money on top of that because like I said, the price that we put in for the $650 mark was $249. But since the projector is going to be $179, you're going to be saving a little bit more money on the side. So yes, projector, long throw, if you're going to pay for it, and the guy still has them, probably around, like I said, $250 to $100, but he has them for $179. Fire stick, $39. Wallpaper, $28. Our technology, $209, and the sound bar, only $120. Actually, lower than that. Amazon has them for $98. I think I'm gonna buy one of the. I bought the advanced version. I got the advanced version of that sound bar. It cost me $250. That's all I had to spend for the advanced version of it, and that's it right there at the end of the day. So what does this mean with this whole setup? That means at the end of the day, like I said, my customers will pick up a 100% contrast level where a gray screen can't see it. My customers will be able to pull this up in fully lit environments. The screen's not going to wash out. So that's what you want to do. You want a screen paint that's going to basically turn your projectors into amazing projectors without spending tons of money for contrast capabilities, high-end color, and at the end of the day, like I said, it's going to cost you a couple $1,000, $3,000, $4,000 for a projector to be able to do what our screens are able to do, and even at that, you still can't even do it. Let's go over to changing out this real quick. Let's put something in. Let's go, let's see. I'm gonna put this one right here.
This year, make good on your resolution to join a community.
Now, like these particular projectors, these NEC projectors, because they have something called a position bar. The position bar means, say you set your projector on the floor and it goes boom all the way up to the ceiling. The position bar will allow you to position the image and bring it right down into its frame. Let me adjust my push the phone a little bit here too. Let's see. That's a little better. And that's off a $60 projector. Now, for anyone who sits there and says, well, you know, that projector only does up to 80. Yeah, I have demonstrations of that same projector downstairs on a 148-inch screen. We can max out that projector at 150 at the most. So I see a lot of people going out and getting those Valve projectors, those, I told you, don't buy them. They don't work on our products. They go out and buy the Valve projectors and those WeMac projectors. And the first thing they do is they contact us. You know why? Because the only thing they can display that screen on is a white screen. That's when they first get it, a white or gray screen. And the first thing they'll come to me is like, yeah, I've got a gray screen, I got a white screen, the colors don't pop, the screen washes out. You know, mine, it's actually it's not more advanced, this projector is more advanced than that thing. But that's one thing they'll complain about. Color, contrast, and the screen washing out. Mine, these projectors are supposed to be 5,000 lumen units at the end of the day, at 150 inches. So they've already done the gray screen paint already. The first thing people do, if they get a white screen, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to go and get a gray screen paint product. Either going to make it or going to buy it. And they're going to realize that that contrast ratio that they have in that projector is not going to produce the image that they want. Now, we have people contact us with P2s, Epson projectors, Christie projectors, you name it, we've been called contact on it due to the fact that they can't get the contrast in color and the screen won't produce in a fully lit environment because it washes out. Now, how are the big companies doing it? Well, they got the money for $3,000, $5,000 projection screens that they can sit there that can absorb tons of ambient light. So still at the end of the day, they can't produce a 100% contrast level. We are the only ones that can do it at 100%. So if the projector was so powerful and so great, why would you need our technology to give it the true ability that it's supposed to be seen at the end of the day? That's why they contact us. Because the gray screen's not cutting it, and a white screen won't do. It's the black technology is what they want. And the gunmetals, depending on how deep your pockets are, still, even if you're able to afford a $3,000, $5,000 projection screen at the end of the day, you are still calibrating, you are still in an ambient light controlled environment, and you still can't pull a 100% contrast level. Think about that. You spend $5,000 for a screen, and you're seeing shades of gray at the end of the day. That's not good. A lot of those high-end projectors are calibrated. Where I'm sitting here with a $60 projector on my floor I got from eBay, and I'm pulling a 100% contrast level on a projector that only has the ability to do 2,000. I can do it in a fully lit environment. When the sun comes up, we'll be out here next to the window with the tilt like this, watching all the light come to the window and everything, curtains on, the whole 9 yards. You don't have to spend all this money to have a setup. This is all the protocol. You go and buy yourself a projection screen, the first thing they'll sell you off on, they'll ask you, well, what's your price range? And you'll say, most people are saying, well, I don't want to spend a lot of money. $1,000? $1,000 is not going to get you jack in that store. $1,000 is going to get you a light gray screen. That's what it's going to get you. You can't even afford a cinema gray 5D or a cinema gray 3D. Those are mid grades. You can't afford those. No, they cost too much money. What if I go with a gray screen paint? Gray screen paint can't compete with a $1,600 cinema gray. You know why? Because they got a reflective surface on that surface that allows that screen to pull a very high white level at the same time maintain color and somewhat contrast that will be better than the gray screen. If that was the case, no one would buy that screen. They would just buy all gray screen paint if that was the case. They have something in that screen to compete with that. So $1,600 is going to be your price range, because most people will go, you know what, I'll just put the extra $600 on it and I'll just get the $1,600 screen. Well, what kind of projector are you going to be using for your setup? Well, I got a, so that's not going to be good enough. You might want to go with a 4K. Boom, ka-ching, your price just jumped up like a couple $1,000s. So now you're in the range of probably $2,000, $3,000 already from the door. You haven't even bought your sound system yet. What kind of sound system do you want? The sound system can range anywhere from, you can spend $1,500, you can spend $3,000, you can spend $500,000 for a sound system. I've seen them already in the form sites, insane and crazy sound systems. You might settle on maybe like, depends if you're going to be doing 4K audio, that's going to cost you more money. Good gracious, you can have walking up, the receiver alone can cost you $2,000, $3,000. Receiver by itself, that's cheap. So you're going to spend about a good maybe 10, 15 grand altogether when you get done. You're going to spend a lot of money. And the reason why you're going to spend so much money for the projector, because they're going to tell you at the end of the day, well, here's the thing, if you want the best contrast levels, the best black levels you want off your screen, the best one you want to go with this particular projector right here, because you're going to produce amazing contrast levels between those colors are going to pop higher. That's what they're going to tell you. And depending on how high your contrast level is how expensive your projector is going to be. Look at that right there. I want you to stare at that screen. That's a $60 projector sitting on my floor at 720p, a WXGA that has a 2,000:1 contrast level. And that technology gives that projector that capability. No gray screen on the planet can pull off that right there. I could do that outside if I want to. I could bounce it off my ceiling if I want to. There you go. There's your wake-up call right there. Now, when I go shopping on eBay, man, I'm a kid in a candy store in there. I don't have to worry about 720p, 1080p, 4K, if the contrast level's high enough, high enough 8-bit color wheel, blah, 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 blah. I buy what I want. As long as it's not knockoff, I'm good to go. You see the background? You see how that screen is able to produce a jet-black background and produce different levels of contrast at the exact same time by filtering white light. If the white light couldn't be filtered in, you wouldn't be able to see the detail in the wolf. Individual hairs wouldn't even pop up. I can see that at a 190-degree viewing angle. Camera can tap the wall. And I can do this at 148 inches on a projector that was meant to be used at 80 inches only. Well, these projectors right here, these particular projectors right here were only designed for schools and hospitals and stuff like that. They're only made to do 80 inches. That's it. Whiteboard. So they put them on. That's what they were designed for. They can go much higher than that. The only problem is that the reason why when you have a gray screen and you hit it with an ultra short throw projector and you try to pull it back to maximize your image, first of all, the image is going to deteriorate at 100 inches anyway, because the surface itself being gray or white does not have the capability to register color or contrast. It doesn't even work well with ambient light projection technology. That's why in every demonstration I've watched with every form of certified screen, they're all controlled environments. We don't use controlled environments over here. I can toss the screen outside at 150 inches, drop it back 18 to 27 feet back, and use a projector that most of these companies would use as a paperweight at the end of the day, and still blow out their technology with no problem whatsoever. There you go. It speaks volumes. Technology we have speaks volumes. So this saves the customer a lot of money. And on top of that, there's no calibrating. Now, like I said, the reason why I don't like using calibrated projectors in demonstrations is because this is cheating. And the reason why it's cheating because what about the other half of the customers that don't want to calibrate? So you're counting everybody to use your product is going to have to use a calibrated projector. I'm not talking about one individual. I'm talking about anyone who calibrates a projector. So don't get all freaking. We got people that are coming to the room and get a little bit. Why are you here anyway? I could never understand that to begin with. Not my customers, you have a right to be here, but we have people who don't like us at the end of the day. I mean, really don't like us. But yet they will come in here to watch our demonstrations. Maybe we're changing them. Okay, you know what? You're welcome. Stay, come on in. We don't mind. That way you get a chance to see what real technology looks like at the end of the day compared to everybody else's. Not to be rude, but it's true. But anyway, so, as I said before, calibrating we consider to be cheating. Whether it be certified screens, whether it be hobbyists, whatever it is, it's cheating. And the reason why the projector should be in its true form when you're using it. Well, our projectors are set at eco mode below factory settings. That's how we set them up for. But when you take a projector and you calibrate, you're calibrating the colors, you're making everything, you're enhancing. It's an enhancement that you're doing to the screen to make it look good. So what happens to the other half of your customers that at the end of the day don't want to calibrate? What happens to their picture quality? Does it drop a little because it doesn't look the same in the video? And as I said also too, any projectors that are being used in demonstrations, in order for you to obtain the exact same image, you are going to have the exact same projector or higher. There's no way in the world you're going to walk in on a diamond demonstration using a $50,000, 10,000 lumen, ultra short throw laser 4K projector and go, I think I can get the same thing by using the 720p projector standing behind me. That's not going to happen. If that was the case, then why are you bother spending the money for the projector? Well, you can just go out and just buy a 720p and do the same thing. That's why I like to use a lot of high-end projectors in my demonstrations. That's misleading. Because you're telling the customer they're getting quality at the end of the day, and they're not getting quality. What you're seeing is quality from the projector, not quality from the screen. You should be able to select any video you want, whether it be contrast, white level, whatever, fully lit environment, without calibration, any of that nonsense, and it should produce with no problem whatsoever. Now, one of the things I see a lot in certified demonstrations. In certified demonstrations, they will have the controlled environment, all controlled, all ambient light controlled, all calibrated projectors in that environment will be calibrated by a professional. They will pick and choose what video contents they will show, because they know if they show some screens may not do well with contrast levels, so they will avoid those. Some will pick up with higher, brighter levels, so they will actually keep those. They will choose what they use. We don't do that here. We randomly pick whatever we want. If I want to show you straight contrast, I'll show you contrast, I'll show you white levels, we show you everything. So we're going to put all the information below where you can get the projector at. The projector, like I said, you'll pay anywhere from, I got mine for $60. Mine was quite a blessing. We got ours for 60. Got it from a church. But like I said, look around. Also, check out the Goodwill. Check out the Goodwill. Yeah, I go to Goodwill all the time, and we find good projectors over there. But I bought Panasonic over there from Goodwill for $139, which I'm supposed to go looking for today. I need a Panasonic projector, that black one. I want one to match the black screen. And again, no calibrating, none of that nonsense. Look how beautiful that image looks on that black technology. Now I put all the links below ahead of time, so that way Mr. Bird doesn't forget anybody. You got the link for the Christie projector. We'll check and see if he has them still on stock. He might have sold out if he hasn't. I'll have to remove that and put a new link in, or try to find a new link for you guys. We have where you can get the short throw projector we're using on the floor. It's sold by multiple merchants. Okay, we bought from pretty much most of those merchants we bought from. I got 5 of them upstairs in the attic right now. So we bought from multiple merchants. The particular one that I had, that particular model number, you want to buy that model number only. And the reason why is because that particular model number has something called a positioning bar. We call it, it's called positioning, but we call it a positioning bar. Now what that is when you set an ultra short throw down, what happens is sometimes the image could overshoot. So instead of you going in and setting up the screen and trying to realign the screen with the projector, blah, 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 just based, when I say blah, 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 it means bullcrap. That's what it stands for, blah, blah, blah. So most people have to do, they have to set the projector down, they have to set the screen to interline it with the projector, blah. What you gotta do is, all you gotta do is put your screen in, go to your settings, hit down on pictures, hit down on image. On image, you will see the control to change the aspect ratio. And from there, you at the bottom, you will see something that says a position bar. That position bar will allow you to take the screen and bring it down, boom, and set it in place. Instead of you moving the screen up and down, trying to figure out where it's gonna land with the projector, just set the screen there and take the position bar and move your screen where you want it to land. That's it. That's why I like that particular model. I bought all of them. There's like 3 different models of it. I bought all 3 models. That one and another one, I think it's a 33. I gotta figure which one it is, but that has a positioning bar also too. Which reminds me, so I need to find a link for that thing. So the most you're gonna pay for one is $139, $140, $150, $160. That is extremely cheap for ultra short throw. And for anyone who sits there and questions the projector's capability, there's nothing wrong with it. The only problem is that the screens are being displayed on are dumbing the projectors down. It's a shame when that projector was in its heyday, and I watched the videos. I go back and watch all my projectors demonstrations in their heydays when they were like $2,000 and $3,000. And all the stuff they were explaining in that projector, the sad thing about it is, knowing what I know now and looking at the screen they had it on display, they had no idea what they had in their possession at the entire time. That projector couldn't produce anything it was able to do. That's it. Couldn't produce the contrast, couldn't produce the color. At that particular time, when 2001 was the big thing when it comes to contrast, there was like a lot of contrast at that time. They couldn't even see it. Now look at the faded white screen. Look at the contrast. Don't get the contrast. It's really jacked up at the end of the day. Good way to dumb your projector down. We're going to have a topic on dumbing your projector down, how to dumb it down. Now you see this background here with this wine being poured? There's no way in the world, and we all know this, people, you're not pulling this up on a great screen. I got some people say, but I can do this. Yeah, but with what? How are you going to do it? You going to turn your lights out? You already lost. You turn your lights out, then you just stuck yourself into a dark environment right from the door. So that's not going to happen. Buy a projector with a higher contrast ratio, and you just spent a whole lot more money. So how are you going to do it? Calibrate? That don't work. You can't calibrate a projector to turn black. If that was the case, why would you go out and spend the money for any of the dark technology? You can simply do it with a white screen and just calibrate the darkness in. You can't. Either way, you're going to spend money. So at the end of the day, we don't save you hundreds. Not to be rude here or play anybody's words, but it's true. We save you thousands. We can put any certified screen you want against this technology. You can go through 18 of them with no problem whatsoever. Screens ranging anywhere from $800 all the way up to $6,000. Easily. It can take on ultra short throw technology with no problem whatsoever. And the beautiful thing about this technology is you don't have to have a special ultra short throw screen in order to use an ultra short throw projector. You can use both. Now, let's come out of here. Let's take this out. That is the ultra short throw. Now we're going to switch over to the long throw. We're going to switch over to NEC projector, not NEC, we're going to switch over to the Christie projector. This projector right here will cost you, right now, we have on the link, $179, if he still has any of them left. Because we did put the link up where to get them from. This projector has lens shift capability, all that other good stuff. This is using the new Fire Stick we have connected to it. Time to switch over to the new unit over here. This one over here. I had this one already pre-planned because I was setting it up. Now this projector is 720p also. It's an XGA projector. Oh, did you know the one on the floor I'm using right now is 3600 lumens? That's a 3600 lumen ultra short throw. It's a lot of power for a projector, isn't it? For an old model, isn't it? 3600 lumens at under $200. The one we have over here is 4000 lumens, and it's eligible to be used outside because our minimum required for using a projector outside is 4000 lumens, depending on the time of the day. If you're using it somewhere in the hours of like 7 or 8, you can put 3000 up there and that thing will fire up at the end of the day. But if you're using it around 4 to 5 that you want to get activated on our time we do it, then basically you want to go with 4000 lumens. Now this projector right here, as I said before, has lens shift capability, which means you can move the screen around anywhere you want. It has a 1000 to 1 contrast ratio. Doesn't make a difference at all. 8K desired nature. Really does not make a difference if that projector has 1000 to 1. You will pull a 100% contrast level every single time. It makes no difference. See? That make a difference. That's why you go out and spend all this money, because I want darker contrast levels. But this projector, and these are conversations I have with customers all the time. I want that particular projector because that projector has a 3000, it has a 50,000, 60,000, 80,000. What's the point? You won't see it on a great screen. And on our technology, it doesn't really make a difference because you're going to get a black level regardless. It doesn't make a difference. 1000 to 1, 2001. Bring my Sony DPO FH30 up here. That projector has 100 to 1 contrast, but that thing will still put up a black level. It doesn't make a difference. Look at that. That's a $109 projector right there. This is what people spend thousands of dollars for projection screens and projectors to get an image to look just like this. And we're doing it at price range. We all together, we got $169 worth of equipment in here. That's it. 2 projectors for $169. That's it. Oh, and this projector be a long throw. Mind you, we got the short throw on the floor. This projector be a long throw. I love doing the long throws. Long throws are coming in at 9 in brightness and whisper mode. You hear how quiet my ultra short throw was? All my projectors sit in eco mode. What would be the point of basically over burning out my bulbs? My screens are designed to generate light, tons of light. $720p. Now, yeah, I've heard people say, oh, don't buy a 720p projector. They suck, they're no good. No, 720p projector works well. The problem is 720p has a problem working on that particular screen because that screen dumbs down the projector. That's why. Nothing wrong with 720p projectors. They work perfectly fine. The problem, like I said, it comes down to the screen. As I said before, I've said this many, many times. It's been millions of dollars. You need the best projector on the face of the planet. If you don't have the proper screen to display it off, your projector is worth nothing. people want their own wallpaper OLED light. I didn't say gray screen. OLED light projection screens. This is what our technology does. At 20 ounces, we can paint a screen size of this size with no problem whatsoever. And you're still going to have paint left over. Put the white levels on that. That comes from that advanced heightener technology that God blessed us to be able to drop into a black screen to be able to register white light. Color enhancement technology allows the screen to produce much higher, more vivid colors without calibrating a projector. That's why I noticed a little fluctuation change over at eBay. I noticed seen a lot of 720p's popping up. Thank you so much, because I need to put shop at the end of the day. Yeah, bring that 720p back in value. Because at the end of the day, people don't want to spend all this money. They really don't. They don't want to calibrate. They don't want to be in dark environments. They want to set the projector up and be done. And if you're using ultra short, though, mind you, this is a projector that's not designed to be in the dark 24/7. This is a projector that's set up to be the tabletop projection screen, like the TV top. Having a TV is supposed to be to go toe-to-toe with the TV market. Because at the end of the day, like I said, you know, when you go into TV forum sites and you talk about projection screens in there, oh man, the onslaught is unbelievable. Well, I don't want to go with a projection screen. You got to be in the dark 24/7. You got to calibrate this, you got to calibrate that. But to be fair, I've seen you guys calibrate TVs too. Yeah, that's all true and all, but at the end of the day, we can still pick up proper color. We don't have to calibrate to get color. I don't have to calibrate to get color at the end of the day. You guys have to. Yeah, I've had the discussions already. Who the freak wants to change your living room to look like a cave at 24/7? Like every time I got to turn this thing on, I got to turn my lights off. I got to turn out, black out the curtains. I don't want to go through that nonsense. Just buy TV and be done with it. Yeah, it's the discussions we have in there with them. And then when I show them the wallpaper, I say, hey, look at the OLED I just bought. Paper thin. How much you pay for that? Where'd you get that from? Oh, it's a projection screen. Oh, then you had to spend a lot of money for the projector. Would you spend about a couple $1,000s here and there? What kind of no, that's a 720p projector, cost me $109. Guess what? Got a couple orders coming through. Because that's what they see. If you're buying a TV and you're choosing between a TV and a projection screen, you're thinking, I just might as well go to TV. All the crap you got to go through just to make the screen look good. Might as well. And still, you're in a dark environment at that. I can't wait for the summer. We started promoting our summertime packages already. We started showing off our pictures. That's why it's important to do these demonstrations outside and fully outside a lot of light. We started promoting our pictures already on the forum sites. So we have, we're going to be doing 100, 120, and 150 inch pre-coated screens, or like the one I got in the back, that big boy. The biggest one, we got people asking for 180s. We don't do any sizes that big, but we are going to do them up to 150 inches. Are going to be pre-coated, pre-done, put it in the box, throw it out to you, and it's going to come with a pack of weatherproof LED lights. Summertime is coming, and I do not plan to be inside, people. No, I do not. I plan to be outside on the massa giant monsters. I have no limits outside. I can build this big world, okay? I can't really build as big as I want. Neighbors don't want to see a giant screen come up and block out the entire light. Just see the images of Star Wars flashing through the living room. They don't want to see that, but we're going to be putting some monsters out there. That 150 inches coming down. We're actually getting ready to put the acoustic wraparound screen, which means I have to build me a frame because the deck is a little off. So I have to build me a frame, like a scaffold frame around the side of the deck. So that way we can hook up multiple projectors. So this scaffold we're putting up there, this frame, will allow me to wrap around a 250 inch acoustic screen. I can interchange and put up 150 inch duals. I can interchange, I can put up 180 inch if I want. Oh, it's going to be an insane frame we're going to put in. Insane frame. It's going to have LED light attachments, speaker attachments, all kinds of stuff, so I can play outside. Let's come out of here and get this something. This Amazon, I mean, I don't see anything different than the fact that you only got access to your channels a little faster, but other than that, being able to activate it was much faster. Everything that he is think I would remember everything I ever known. There's some things you just want to bury into the chest and leave in there. I need to record those things up at the end of the day. Let them die. My goodness. I'm still gonna check that movie. I like Samuel Jackson movies. I'm definitely gonna check that out. Now, I'm gonna have to put down what we use to hang the screen up. I mean, you can use Velcro. I use this heavy duty Velcro. You don't need heavy duty at the end of the day, but I buy it anyway because I use it for the stuff around the house. The Velcro is kind of like, you can make your own. It's double-sided. So you got one side that sticks, one side is non-sticking out, and Velcro works. You know what I mean? So basically, I'm doing about 12 feet, and you can cut it any size you want, customize you want. This is only hanging by 3 pieces. That's it. The screen is very, very lightweight. I prefer this any day over plexiglass. Plexiglass is heavy. To punch holes in plexiglass can be complicated. You can end up cracking your screen down, depending on how close you're putting the holes to the edges of the actual screen. And it takes 2 people to hang that bad boy. It is heavy. I've done one before. On top of that, if you don't have a vehicle like a van or something like that, you can transport it, and you're transporting the car, do not strap this to the top of your car. It will go airborne easily and maybe smash someone's car behind the back of it or cause some damage to the front of your car. So yeah, I had to rent a U-Haul van in order to transport one to the house. But never, ever am I doing that again. This right here, this surface is a freaking a dream. Lightweight. We used to ship these. We used to coat these and ship these out. But we don't do that anymore. We allow the customer to do it. It's very easy to do. But anyway, when you get done with it, roll it up, stick it in the closet. I'm actually planning to do 4 of them for myself. Now the surface is going to be $28. Like I said, we didn't include in like shipping and taxes, but it's not going to cost you altogether to do the 650 kit like $1,000. No, it's not going to cost anywhere near that at all, period. It's still going to be a lot cheaper to put this whole system together with projector, with speakers, with the Fire Stick, and I'm not talking about the old Fire Stick, I'm talking about the new Fire Stick. All that together, less than what you're going to pay for what you would pay for a screen or projector at the end of the day. Because that's what gives the projector the performance it needs to look like a professional screen without breaking the bank. Since you now have the ability to take our product and paint it on any surface you want, which means you can go buy cheap motorized projection screen, cheap fixed screen, paint on your wall, paint on the styrofoam, whatever you want, you can convert that into an OLED screen. And since the screen doesn't require a high power projector to get it to activate, you can go on Amazon, eBay or Amazon, or where you want to go. I would prefer to go on eBay and buy yourself a cheap projector to go right along with it and have this at the end of the day. Instead of spending $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for a projector, and you have to be in a dark environment 24/7 because your contrast level can't pick up. Oh, look at that right there. I have people say, well, if you use 720p, the detail is not going to pick up. It's a black screen. That's the reason why people get contrast to bring out the detail. That's what contrast works on a black screen. It pulls out the detail. It pulls out depth to the screen. And when your screen's 100% black, yes, you're going to pick up all the detail you can possibly think of that's going to pull to that screen, even if the screen is 720p at 600 by 800 res, which I have downstairs. As somebody said in the room one time, over the resolution. Again, black screen. Why did you pay for that high contrast capability in your projector? Oh, to get deeper, darker contrast levels, to add more detail, to add more depth, to add a refined image to your picture so it can pull out and have more of a, what's the word I'm trying to say for it? But just a refined image. That's what you want. You want detail. You want something that's going to pull from the image. Well, guess what? The screen being 100% black, You take a 600 by 800 res projector, I can pull detail out on that screen you wouldn't even believe because the screen is super black. Where a gray screen is going to have that issue and a white screen because they can't see contrast, which means the detail level is going to drop. And if the detail level drops, that means you have to go and spend the money to a more expensive projector that has a higher contrast for make up for what the contrast is going to be losing on the screen. There you go. So the fact of my screen paint being able to do this, that means I can now buy projectors that are 600 by 800 res. You have any idea how cheap a 600 by 800 res projector is? So yes, companies, keep making 720p's, please. I'm loving it. I'm not paying anything at all. If I want to upgrade my 600 by 800 res downstairs, I can use a simple XGA projector, still cheap, and advance my picture quality. If I want to upgrade from an XGA, I can use a WXGA. And the picture quality is going to be, boom, this is what we're using right now. We're using WXGA here. The projector on the floor is XGA. If I want to have an insane picture quality and crazy picture quality, I can upgrade to a WXGA projector, a full 5,000 lumen Christie projector, Epson projector, any one of those that will cost me under 500 bucks. That's all it needs for me to actually push that screen to the next level. That's it. And if I wanted to go crazy insane, I'd go pick up one of y'all projectors. You know what technology at a P2 or one of the high-end projectors would look like on this technology? As of today, there's a company right now testing our screen paint on a 4K 10,000 lumen unit. Do you have any idea what that screen's going to look like when they hit that thing? They don't even know. I'm curious to see what it's going to look like. Because in the demonstration said we were using like 50,000, 60,000 lumen projectors in our demonstrations, right? And the company comes in with a 10,000. They're going to doubt it a little bit. They're like, well, good gracious, in your demonstrations, you guys are using freaking monsters in there, man. You're using like 20,000, you're using 40, 50, 60,000 lumen projectors. We don't know if our stuff is going to even pick up in there. We only got 10,000 lumens in here. There you go. But I'm in there in my demonstrations, I could be outside with a projector that's 4,000 lumens. Keep in mind, when people say, well, your projector is 4,000 lumens because you're outside, projectors inside or outside, because they start off at 4,000, 3,000, 2,000, doesn't mean they end at that number. They actually lose as they start to run through the environment. The farther the environment sits back, the more your lumens are going to drop. How much light you have in the environment, how much lumens you're going to drop. If you're outside at 4,000 lumens, I guarantee you by the time you make it to the screen at 18 to 27 feet, you will no longer have 4,000 lumens. It doesn't work that way. You start to drop, your count starts to drop the minute the projector turns on. So depending on how much light you have in the environment, how far the projector sits back, and how big the screen is, depends on how bright your image is going to be to pull up. Your screen's going to have to be able to pull up a certain amount of lumens. So say your screen takes about a minimum of 5,000 lumens, and you have a 30,000 lumen projector. They don't care what you lose from A to B, as long as when you hit that screen, you have a minimum of 5,000 lumens, enough to trigger the screen. Anything under that is going to cause the screen to fail. There you go. That's how it's done. So they have to calculate how much light they have per square inch in the environment and how much light they're using and how high of a caliber projector they're going to need in order to lose that many lumens to make sure there's enough when it hits the screen activates. That's why they use 30,000, 40,000, 70,000 lumen projectors, because they know whatever environment they're going to use, they're going to have to sacrifice so many lumens and make sure that there has to be enough to make it from A to B to hit the screen in order to generate a high enough contrast level, bright level, because the screen may require 5, it may require 10, it may require 2. So even if you have 70, you better make sure that 2 or 5 or whatever requirements needed has to hit that screen. If not, you're going to have problems. Something's going to have to go. That's why white screens fail so miserably, because the amount of lumens that hits that screen, it's not enough to make the screen bright enough. It fails on every level whatsoever. I still have no idea why people use white screens outside. I can never understand it. Come on, man, all this technology we have now, people are still using white screen. Why? I used to go to barbecues and watch people set up an inflatable white screen, go, why? And walk out. I'm done. I can't do this. But yeah, it sounds like a lot, but this is stuff you have to know. You have to know all this stuff. That's why some people, I watch people's demonstrations, and when they get on there and they start talking on camera, I was like, they have no idea what they're talking about. It's just a bunch of, check out the screen, look at the color. No. Break it down, explain. Break it down, explain. That's what I like when you do book reports and stuff. Book reports, they basically, you know, you have to explain, you got to break it down. Tell us why, tell us how. Like I keep telling people, when you're watching these contrast demonstrations, that background is always supposed to remain black. It's always supposed to be done in a fully lit environment. Look at the environment, look at the corners, look at the floorboards, look at the ceiling, look at everything in the environment. Pay attention to the environment. How is the environment reacting to the screen? How the environment's going to react to the screen is how it's going to react in your own home. If they're using that in a dark environment, if they're blocking light that basically needs to hit the screen, at the end of the day, they are basically cheating in the demonstration. If you try to use this in your environment, it's not going to work at all, period. That's why majority of the screens we got down here for testing failed. And the other half backed down. And not to be rude, but we know what happened. They canceled out because they knew darn well in the environments that we're using down here, they were not going to trigger. You can't trigger in these environments. Oh, heck no. Especially in the max out zone. Max zone is insanely bright down there.
Press firmly to activate and small spaces continuously.
Come on, let's get on with my video. There we go. But yeah, that's why they back down. There's no way in the world they can produce. If you are cutting corners at the end of the day in your demonstrations and you come down to one of our areas down here, you are not going to do well because we don't cut corners down here. Customer needs to see everything. They ran so many commercials in that one section right there. I want something. Ooh. That one. Oh, I might in a couple of days. Well, no, I won't be doing main videos then. You know what's coming out? Borderlands. Oh man, I cannot wait. I'm trying to figure out what to play it on. I have not decided what screen I'm going to play this on yet. I want to do wallpaper, but then again, I got my gaming screen in the basement. I want to game. I might game on that. I haven't decided. Actually, it's down to this screen and the gaming screen downstairs. All right, we're basically about done here, people. I don't want to run over time here, so just want to show you at the end of the day, like I said, you got to watch out for what you're buying on the internet. You got to basically watch these demonstrations, make sure you're getting exactly what you paid for. Like I said, the environment should always be well lit, no matter what. We're going to run this back again as soon as we get some sunlight coming through the windows. I got to finish the work on that right there. And there's the projector right there. I put all the links below where you can actually get the projector. That one behind me should be still, it should still have plenty of them left. That one will cost you, well, I paid $109 for mine. That will cost you around $179. That's with free shipping. These projectors right here, some of them come with free shipping. That projector would cost you anywhere from, let's say $200 on down. I wouldn't pay any more than $200 for them. And the Fire Stick, $39. We got that off of Amazon. Of course, the sound bar is probably going to be a little bit cheaper because those sound bars, when I got mine, was around 120 bucks or $98 now. So you're going to save a little more money on that right there. And let's see, anything else I'm missing? Oh, the wallpaper surface can be picked up at Amazon. I put the link for that one. This wallpaper surface is 4 feet by 8 feet. Mind you, you can cut the surface with a pair of scissors. You don't need an X-Acto knife or anything like that. Very easy to paint. Like I said, add the primer on it, add our kit onto it, and you're done. You only need 20 ounces. You need no more less than that. You're going to have too much paint if you basically put the 48 or the 32s or anything in the gallons. No. All you need is basically 20 ounces and that's it, you're done. Now, if this screen is going to do it, it'll do it, trust me. This screen has very good coverage. Also, too, it's weatherproof, which I'm planning to take one outside. I want a curved one. I don't have a curved screen yet. I really did have curved screens back in the day, but I want to do a curved screen for myself. All right, I'm past time here. Hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. Thank you for your time. Helping you save money. Don't believe all that nonsense you see on the internet about having to have the high-powered, expensive projectors and screens. All right, of course, as always, we thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for blessing us with amazing technology. Hope you have a wonderful and beautiful day. Got to go, and God bless. We'll be back on when the sun starts coming up. I like to get more light in here when we do these demonstrations, so we'll be doing it again. Also, too, we'll be doing some more demonstrations on the knockoff projector. A lot of people are asking about the knockoff projectors. Keep in mind, I know you guys are sending me emails. Understand this. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm not trying to be rude here, but you're sending me emails about these different projectors that you think we're going to qualify. No, we're not going to qualify any of them. If it's not on that list, we don't support it. Because I have people coming like, what about this? What about that? Have you tried this? We're not trying any of them at all, period. That is it. I'm not wasting my money on these projectors that are junk at the end of the day to show you something that all of them are going to do at the end of the day. I don't care what you paid for it. I don't care what the specifications are. We have a specifications of projector we support, and that's it. Now, if you bought one of these projectors, you've had it for a short amount of time, take it back, get your money back for it. Call me. I'll help you get a projector. Look, you see the projectors I'm using in the demonstration right here? There you go. I had a person spend $400 or $500 for a projector, almost near the price of the package kit we have. Now, mind, this is not a package. Let's not get this mixed up. Don't get that mixed up. We're not selling the package, so we're not selling you the projector and all that as a kit. No, I got to put that on a huge disclaimer in capital letters in the bottom of the video right there. No, we're showing you how to set it up. So how to set the complete kit up yourself. That's why the links are down there. So you can click on the link and you go buy right from there and you're done. Other than that, yeah, the knockoff projectors, we don't support any of them at all. So please, when you email me, just trying to convince me that no, it's not going to work. If it's not on that list, we will not support it. If, like I said, if you bought the projector, you recently bought one, take it back, get your money back for it. I'll show you how to get a nice projector. I've got people a couple nice 1080p projectors for a really good price. I know a lot of merchants on eBay I do business with. I can help you get a real nice projector. Other than that, we had some people that want to convince me at the end of the day that this is a good projector. Okay, the policy's right there, right? I'll explain it to you crystal clear on camera. You go buy that paint, you put it on your screen, and that screen comes up black and you can't see it. Don't complain to me about it. I warned you. All right, people, I hope you enjoyed. Got to go, and God bless.